Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
All right, welcome to episode 301 of the Brink of Sanity. I am Jay. How's it going, Mark?
Good.
Gotta
Episode
think about
301. We've
Yeah.
we've actually made it here. I thought we were canceling after 300.
We are running out of time to plan what we're doing for the Brink 300.
Okay, so we're on episode 301. We still have not planned our big show for episode 300. What are we gonna go back in time and do, Jay?
Well, it seems like we're running out of time to plan an Australia trip.
So the Patreon to send us to Australia has run a little bit short.
A little bit.
I was looking at latest flights for to Australia. I think at minimum you need $1,000 to get out there, probably more, and the decimal point gets moved over pretty far over to the left on where we actually are getting.
Yeah, our Patreon's at $5 a month.
So
Maybe Brink 400.
so figuring that let's say it's $1,000 for the flight.
Mhm.
So that would mean 200 months per ticket. So 400 months. So that means in about 30 years we'll go.
Okay, so that might be Brink 500. We've slowed down the episode count, so Brink 500 in Australia. Book it. You figure
Let's go.
maybe 3 or 4 of the 6 remaining shirts will go by then, so that'll help.
That'll help. What else, Jay? What else can we do to raise money for our trip to Australia? And by the way, we need money when we get to Australia too.
Well, I figured our fans would shower us with food and water so we can
We'll do-
exist.
Yeah, we'll do live shows there. So like everything else should be covered by our fans.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually have enough money from the fans to do a live show in Astoria where you live.
Probably not. I thought it would be fun to do another drinking episode, but I don't know if we can even get that working.
I would do. Well, you said you don't. With your technical difficulties, you don't know how to actually record with 2 people in the room anymore, right?
No, but I am in touch with somebody who actually knows what they're doing, and I will be able to get the show up and running like a normal show again.
Is there a way to get like a splitter, like some kind of USB splitter thing where you can put 2 micro headsets into the computer?
Yeah. I'm gonna get all this stuff.
Okay, I will come down to do a maybe drinking episode. I'll come down to do an in-person episode when you get this going on.
You really nagged on the drinking real quick.
I will get it. Yeah, you know what? You don't have to wake up for kids. Actually, you know what? If I'm doing that, I'm probably staying over in your apartment because I'm probably not going to drive home at that point.
I mean, you could do a drinking episode from your apartment.
Oh yeah, for my house, and we're like, honey, what are you doing in our 4th bedroom? Getting sloshed.
Why not? I do it like every other episode.
I have kids. You don't wake up in the morning with kids. They don't give a shit if you're hungover and you feel like shit. I went out Wednesday night. I went to a Mexican restaurant. They were supposed to be known for having very strong margaritas. I guess they use Everclear instead of tequila because tequila might be too expensive. The first one I was drinking, I was like, wow. I don't usually notice it. I'm like, this is like, it tasted good, but I was like, this is strong.
Mm-hmm.
I was halfway through the second one. I was like, oh, fuck. I devoured every form of nacho. Like one of the people with us was like, hey, should we order dinner? I'm like, we're getting fucking appetizers. I'm going to fucking devour them. Don't order a meal. We're getting appetizers. Because that's fun. It's fun when someone's demanding about that. When you go to restaurants, when you go to drink, would you a bar or even a Mexican restaurant, would you rather appetizers or would you rather meals?
If drinking is my main purpose?
Yeah, the purpose is like you're getting drunk and the like you can have a meal or you can get like nachos and other things that are fun to get at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, apps, yeah.
Apps are so much better when you get drunk. That combination is always much more fun.
Well, I mean, when you're drinking, you want something quick.
You want quick, you want salty, you just want
everything to be a mess.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of mess, Jay is turning 40, and he's having his 40th birthday at a beer garden.
Yeah, my 30th I spent on this podcast. Isn't that crazy that we've been doing the show this long?
You were 30th on this podcast?
Yeah, I blacked out. I was with I did an episode with Alex, and I drank 240s on the air, and have no idea what happened for the last like 40 minutes of the show. I still to this day haven't listened to it. If you look at the show notes, it's like, yeah, I blacked out. Hopefully, it's not too embarrassing.
Stuff happened. I'm sure it was a brilliant show with you blackout drunk. I'm sure like the content was amazing.
It was
Let me tell you another story. Bleh.
It was part one of the Blackout trilogy. There's been 3 Blackout episodes throughout the history of Brink.
It was one of the ones we did like the Century Club. Was that a Blackout episode?
No, I didn't black out during that one.
Ah, we did also. Did we do the what was it? What was that soda with that alcoholic drink that also had caffeine in it?
Four Loko.
Four Loko. Was that one of the episodes?
No, that wasn't either. That one was pretty funny. I don't think we should have added Red Bull to Four Loko. That was dumb. That was bad on our part.
Well, it sounds like an amazing comment when you first in your drinking years, and you find out the combination of like because alcohol plus caffeine, because obviously alcohol makes you a little more tired. You're like, I'm awake. I could drink a lot more.
Oh yeah, when I was in college, all Brian and I drank was Jolt Cola and like whatever liquor.
When Red Bull came out, I was like, this is fucking genius.
I never got into Red Bull. I think it tastes like ass. But
because everything else in alcohol tastes amazing.
Well, alcohol doesn't taste good, and then you're adding something else that tastes bad to it.
I used to always do the Red Bull and vodkas when they first came out. I thought it was like the greatest. I thought it was like, this is fantastic, but I would get really fucked up from that.
Yeah.
The other thing I did for a short while, which was not a good idea, was and this is before Red Bull, I would take a caffeine pill and then start drinking, and then my stomach would start hurting badly.
Was it like those Stacker 2s?
No, it was like not Stacker 2. Same idea. It was I don't know. It was one of the brands. What else? What are the other popular ones?
I don't know, but do you know the deli by me still has Stacker 2s?
Really?
Probably the original ones from like 1999.
I used to do when I went to Emory for law school. I used to when I had to go home for the semester, I'd drive from Atlanta to New York, which is like a 13-hour drive, and I would drive through the night because I'm a moron. And like halfway, when I was really losing it, I would pull over to like some gas station in the middle of nowhere, get whatever caffeine pills they had there, chug them all, and just be like fucking insane the rest of the way. I make good decisions.
Yeah.
Hopefully my kids will listen to this one day and just hear all the good decisions Dad's made. You know what? So here's something that drives me crazy. Like I see this on like Twitter, like just used the wrong way. I hate when people say, like especially on Twitter or maybe even Facebook sometimes, they say do better. It'll be like you send some tweet and they'll not like your tweet or not like your show and they'll be like, your show wasn't good enough. Do better. You've seen this, right?
Sorry, what was that?
When people say do better.
I hate that.
I hate that so much. Like, it's because they don't use it in the way that it should be used. It should be used in the way of, like, you're drunk and you're like, you have kids, do better. That's the way it should be used. Like, you're like a shit dad or, like, something's really wrong. Instead, they use it for, like, your tweet wasn't funny enough, do better.
Right. Like we've gotten.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be like, hey, don't when the world leader from Russia, when you meet with him, don't like suck his dick. Do better, Trump. It wouldn't be that. It would be something like very, very minor, like Beyonce. I didn't like what you were wearing. Do better.
Yeah. Oh, so douchey.
I feel like it's one of the most annoying phrases.
I figured out how you can do a drinking episode.
Coming to your place, do a drink. I'm not going to do a drinking episode unless I show up at your place.
No, even from your place.
Well, yeah, I know I can get alcohol and just drink it, but I'm just not going to do that because I know the consequences of drinking when I have kids.
Consequence free.
You're gonna kill my family?
Chaser pills.
Chaser pills?
Yeah, have you ever done that?
What are chaser pills?
Basically, you take one while you're drinking,
Yeah.
and you don't get a hangover.
I do not believe that.
I've done it.
Do you have them?
No, but they're at CVS.
Get them. I'll pay you back. Bring them on Friday, and let me try them.
Okay. Yeah, they work. I've done it a few times. So
Okay.
it's
I don't believe they work, but okay. But I get them. Bring them on Friday. I'll pay you back for it, whatever, and let's do it.
yeah. I'll bring them. I'll bring them on Friday so you can test it.
I don't think there's no way it works.
100% works.
Yeah, I don't believe you at all.
I've done it multiple times.
Okay.
So I'll bring them on Friday. You can test it out, and then we can do a drink episode if it works. when it works.
What if I just lie to you and just say I'm drinking?
I'll know.
You'll know. Okay.
I'll know.
I feel like the drinking thing only works. It's only fun if we're like in the same place, or else I'm just like I'm just sitting on Skype like by myself like drinking and like.
We've drank with John before, and it's been fun.
What do you mean?
Random Ass Radio, John.
Yeah. We haven't drank with him, and you mean over the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I have. I don't think you have, but
I don't think I have.
John and I did an episode where we both got pretty wasted. It was fun.
I think. Well, he does have kids, but his kids are older.
He also doesn't care.
Yeah, that's probably true. Also, it really sucks though. That waking up Thursday morning after going out Wednesday night with my kids, like they're like you're just like you want to die, and you can't be like, "Hey guys, why don't you guys just get yourself ready for camp?"
Aren't you at the stage where like they can?
They do it.
You need to just get them like an Xbox or something. No, seriously. Then they get up and they play games, and it's all quiet.
I had to get them on the bus for camp. I mean, they can get themselves dressed, but I still have to like get breakfast for them, and I have to like get their suntan lotion and get them ready. This is exciting stuff. You know what? I'll give you a random thing. We have an Alexa, the like Echo Dot. You know what that is?
Yeah. I have it. I just haven't hooked it up.
Why have you not hooked it up?
What am I going to do with it?
Why do you have it then?
It was a gift.
Oh, well, it plays music. It's kind of like you want to hear, hey, play Billy Joel. Alexa, play me whatever dumbass band that I listen to because I'm Jay. It'll play your music without you having to I don't know. It's kind of cool the fact that it'll tell you the weather. You can do podcasts on it. You could ask to play your music.
Where's it going to play the music? Out of it?
Yeah, out of it. What do you think it's gonna go okay, Jay, I'm performing 2 blocks over at a bar. Alexa.
No, I thought maybe it hooks up to your stereo and you tell it to play it at.
It has a speaker. It has a speaker.
Oh, I'm sure it sounds great then.
Then you could probably hook it up to play it off of your stereo. I mean, why do you? I understand
I'm a music snob. If it's bad speakers, I'm not going to listen to music.
Here's the thing. I understand you're not going out and purchasing this thing if you thought it was stupid. But if you have the dumbass thing sitting in your apartment, you have it already. Why the hell wouldn't you try it out? Just for the fact that you could play your music by just talking. That's a nifty feature to have. Not having to press buttons anymore.
I don't. Okay, I'll give it a try. I have a lot of reservations about how this is going to go.
A lot. What are your reservations? I'm sure you could set it up so it plays through your speakers. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
All right.
What are your reservations, Jay? Now the government's going to be listening to
tinny, garbagey sounding music, and it's going to drive me up the wall.
How long have you had this for?
Since Christmas.
Okay. I mean, they actually have ones there's a Bose version of it where it has supposed to have great sound, which I'm not going to pay for, but you could get that. Mm-hmm. But you already have this. I'm sure you'll have other things you could try. You hey Alexa, help me pass the CPA. Maybe it has the answers.
Let's see. Lorenzo Wright. Hey guys.
Oh wait. I had a point to this.
Oh, there was a point. Okay.
There was a point. So my kids are asking Alexa to play stuff for them, and my daughter's Alexa, play the poo poo song, and apparently it's a poo poo song because Alexa starts singing. Some song comes on, poo poo papa poo 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 poo. It's okay, And then my son's like, Alexa, play the pee-pee song. And some song comes on. It's like, pee-pee, 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 pee-pee. And then my daughter's like, Alexa, play the diaper song. And they love this stuff. They love this humor. Play the diaper song. And some rap song comes on where the guy's like, I like that white pussy. And I was like, holy shit, Alexa, stop. Oh my God, I had to shut Alexa off so fast. I was praying neither of them would turn to me and go, Daddy, what's a pussy?
That is great.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
So you can never leave them alone again now.
Holy shit, that was fucking yeah, like it's like you have this thing, you have all this technology in your house, but this technology could also fuck you completely.
Yeah.
Like how the hell was I supposed to know that was the diaper song or whatever Alexa heard from my daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. There was a ranking thing I saw. There were like 5 things the internet does. Like you can do a Google internet search. You can do email. You could do maps, like for finding places. There's e-commerce for like buying stuff. And social media. What's the easiest of the 5? Like, I guess I want you to rank them. Which you can give up the easiest, and which you would have the there was something some show I heard that they were ranking these. There was like they asked a big broad survey of people what they can give up.
List it again.
So the list is I think this is actually might be the I don't know if this was the order or not from the show, but Google search. So like a internet. Email, maps, e-commerce, or social media. What would be the easiest for you to give up, and what would be the hardest for you to give up? So what was for the first? So first, let's try to let's rank them. What would the easiest of these 5? Let's say you had to cut one off. What would you cut off? Can't use it again for an entire year.
Google search, maps, e-commerce,
social media, and email.
I would say maps.
Yeah, you don't drive, right?
Even if I drove, I figured I could look up and print up a map like I used to do when I first started driving.
But then you can't do that. Like the GPS maps, you can't do any map from the internet.
You can't even go back to like old school maps?
Well, you can use an old school map, but you can't use the internet to find someplace. That's all. But you don't drive very often. If you drove, you would say that that's a pretty tough one to give up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Social media.
So no Facebook, no LinkedIn, no Twitter.
I feel like it would suck for like 2 weeks, and then I would be like, oh my God, I have so much free time now.
I'm a happier person, basically.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with like random douchebags for an hour and a half for no reason.
Did you see that video on Facebook? No, it's wonderful. I missed that.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. You would miss out on almost nothing. I tried to go on Facebook less, and like you missed, and you go back on it, you're like, I missed nothing. There's nothing I missed from this.
Yeah.
Which also just a side question. What is your favorite of the social media? Twitter, Facebook, or I guess Instagram? I don't use anything else.
I guess Facebook, but I feel like I should just be switching to like Instagram.
I feel like Twitter, if I'm going to be bored, Twitter's more interesting than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You don't think so? Facebook gets really old really fast. And Instagram
does, but at least you get pictures and videos. I don't know.
Okay, so let's say you're cutting out social media first.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were cutting out maps first. Maps or social media?
I think I would go with. You know what? I would go with maps.
Okay, maps, then social media.
Because I could do it old school. I could call somebody and ask for directions, and left at the red light or whatever.
I don't disagree with you on those. I feel like those are probably 2 good ones. Google search, email, or e-commerce. Be able to buy things online.
Email.
Yeah, email. I feel like if outside of doing it for work, it probably wouldn't be that hard to give up.
Yeah.
because of other messaging options.
Yeah.
E-commerce versus a Google search.
Oh, that's tough. I'd probably say e-commerce and then Google search.
Yeah.
I use
Sounds about
Google
right.
search like constantly.
Yeah, and you want to look like not having be able to look stuff up online would be like really annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to go a year without Googling something.
Yeah. Okay, Jay.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, when can we expect Brink of Sanity pens? My idea is this. You know those pens with a picture of a woman and then you turn the pen upside down and the clothes disappear? Well, you have Jay fully clothed when the pen is upright. When you tip the pen upside down, he is still fully clothed, but if you look closely, his toe hairs have now disappeared." Limited edition pens could have actual hair embedded in the pen. That is an amazing email, Lorenzo. Thank you. That is
Wow.
a callback to a prior episode.
Yes.
At $2.99, I believe. Let's see. We have.
Have you heard about incels?
Yes.
I was listening to a podcast to discuss the well, they're basically
for those people who don't
okay.
know, that's involuntarily celibate.
Yeah. They're an online subculture who define themselves as unable to find a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one, a state that they describe as inceldom.
But they think that it's like people doing that to them. It's not their horrible personality.
Yeah. So apparently the person who started, I heard the story about the person that started this online network where they first came were first popularized. She had it was much more of a like people that just weren't very good socially trying to find each other, and talking about how hard it is not to be able to find people. And then apparently now it's a group of, it became like she apparently left the site, and while she was gone, it became this extremely angry subculture.
Yeah.
And there was some kind of attack in Toronto where, or I guess a terrorist, whatever you want to call it, like where basically this guy went on a rampage because women were going to suffer because they didn't talk to him.
He seems really cool.
What the hell's wrong with our society?
So much.
Do you think the society should, if you are labeled, if you decide you identify as incel, should the government, like the way someone who couldn't eat would get like food stamps, should they give you like prostitute stamps just to make sure you don't go killing?
I feel like society as a whole peaked like 10 years ago, and it's just all downhill from here.
Yeah.
You know, Bry was right. Cell phones ruined society. Bry called it on the show like 10 years ago.
They're not helping society. The internet really ruined society.
Yeah. It did. I mean, if you think about it, incels wouldn't have been able to find each other and feed off of each other and come up with these stupid ideas.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
How many flat earthers do you think there was 10 years ago? 3? Now there's like 1 million?
There's actually so Mark Zuckerberg was questioned by Congress pretty recently about like on Facebook, or maybe he was questioned by me, gave a press conference. I'm not sure exactly, but he was questioned about. He said that basically he wants to take off fake news that causes damage to people on Facebook. He wants to kind of like remove that from Facebook because that's obviously a big problem for Facebook. And so he was asked about, hey, what about InfoWars? They clearly just release fake information. Why aren't you getting them off Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
And he said they don't. It's still free speech, and they don't cross the lines. I guess of causing. They don't explain what the actual lines are, but they don't cross their lines for their policy. Do you think Facebook should remove things like InfoWars that just spread like fake news, basically? Because Facebook says they want to get rid of fake news on their site.
I'm torn. Like, it's not supposed to be a news site, but people are using it as a news site.
Facebook. Yeah. So the counter to it was like on the one hand they're saying like he's trying to protect freedom of speech on Facebook. At the same time, it's a private company and there's no laws about freedom of speech for a private company. They're allowed to censor whatever they want.
Right, like InfoWars last year, they were they were railing about how YouTube is censoring stuff and Google is censoring stuff, and then they literally purged everyone who went on that site and posed an opposing view.
Yeah, I mean, none of these
hundreds of people got banned, and including me, and they, you know, and they were saying it's an independent site and they don't have to let everyone on, and it's like, but that's what you're complaining that YouTube and Facebook does.
Like the First Amendment, the freedom of speech does not apply to private companies. It's only about government infringing on your speech. It has nothing to do with private companies.
Yeah.
So Facebook could easily say, we don't want this shit. Any kind of like conspiracies and this like false rumors, you're spreading this shit, we could get rid of an InfoWars or anything related to that.
They could, but the thing is they have 907,000 followers, so they don't want to piss off that many people.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook is saying, we appreciate the followers and the people that are into InfoWars, no matter how racist or how awful their views are, we accept that as a way to make money.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, like, I'm sure there's an incel page, and Facebook's like, that's great. As long as we can just pretend it's okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, you're right. This is all kind of destroying the world. The internet is like our downfall, really.
Yeah, I agree.
So apparently there was so I got sent this today. There was a Russian blueprint from a couple of decades ago about basically how Russia should take over the world. And here's what they said about their strategy for the United States. Mm-hmm. And tell me if this sounds familiar. They said that Russia should use special services within the borders of the United States to fuel instability and separatism. For instance, provoke Afro-American racists. Russia should introduce geopolitical disorder into internal American activity, encouraging all kinds of separatism and ethnic, social, and racial conflicts, actively supporting all dissident movements, extremist, racist, and sectarian groups, thus destabilizing internal political processes in the U.S. It would also make sense to simultaneously to support isolationist tendencies in American politics. So my question to you is this stuff like, is it like this was their plan a couple decades ago? Is Russia just being successful, or just happens to be that's just what we are now anyway?
Can it be both?
Yeah. A little bit of A, a little B. I don't know if our president, it's weird that our president seems like he's working for Putin, but
I mean, if they were doing that, it worked perfectly.
Yeah, but at the same time, I kind of feel like maybe they're just not, and maybe this is just where our society is.
Yeah, I think we're generally a dumb, angry society.
Yeah, I mean, most of like people complaining about like we're a country founded on exploitation and slavery and a lot of awful things. So it seems like all this like. You don't have to do much to actually get us there.
I mean, we're also the country that makes the porn stars like billionaires. I mean, we went right from Paris Hilton to Kim Kardashian.
The Kardashian?
Whatever it is. Who cares? Whatever they are. The Jenners. Friggin' Kylie Jenner, who is... The news is saying she is going to be the youngest self-made billionaire ever.
Yeah, she's self-made, Jay. What's your problem?
In what universe? If you had a million different multiverses, she wouldn't be self-made in any of them.
Well, she's self-made. She just started a clothing line with the gigantic platform she had that was self-made.
I mean,
yeah, the word self-made is really like absurd.
She had unlimited resources and was already famous with a fan base of like 100 million people.
Well, I guess people have been attacking this as like, clearly she's not self-made. But generally, who's self-made? Like, you'll say like Bill Gates, he's self-made, except for if the computer didn't exist, he wouldn't be like the computer didn't exist when he was born, then he doesn't succeed. It's not like he invented the computer.
No, but he wasn't from a famous or rich family, and that's if you start from nothing, that's self-made.
In fairness, Bill Gates' dad was a head of a major law firm. He probably came from a rich family.
Okay, well, bad example, but there are stories of people coming from nothing.
Yeah, there are plenty of people that come from nothing and do really well. She's just not a really good example.
No. Actually,
But
she's the exact opposite example.
I think they fell in love with the story idea of like self-made billionaire, and she's 20. Let's promote it because whatever.
Right.
Jay, if you were the founder of Papa John's, would you use the N-word?
I caught that he used it. What was the context of that?
Apparently, he was on some kind of call. I don't know, with investors or something, and they were talking about how Papa John's was going to be, I guess, more sensitive to things going on in the culture. And some point in the call, he mentioned how what was it? Colonel Sanders. He mentioned how Colonel Sanders faced back. Maybe he said he never really faced backlash, even though he used the N-word. And of course, he didn't say the N-word. He said and that's in the context he used it.
Colonel Sanders never faced backlash, even though he used the N-word?
Apparently, that's what he was saying.
Okay, didn't Colonel Sanders get famous in like the 20s?
Yeah, basically, he was asked on the call. They said this guy was asked how he would distance himself from racist groups online. He responded by downplaying the significance of his. He made an NFL statement, and so he said Colonel Sanders called blacks N-word, and then he started complaining about that Sanders never faced public backlash. He then reflected on his early life in Indiana, where he said people used to drag African Americans from trucks until they died. He apparently intended for the remarks to convey his antipathy to racism, but multiple individuals on the call found them to be offensive, a source familiar with the matter. And that's why he had to step down from Papa John's. It doesn't seem like he was actually like trying to be racist. He's just trying to like not be racist in a very inarticulate way.
Oh, he stepped down? I didn't even hear that.
Yeah. I think he stepped down. He resigned as chairman.
What do you think about James Gunn losing his job?
I don't know who James Gunn is.
The director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And he tweeted some bad stuff 10 years ago, and it got dug up, and now he's fired. So
you're saying the internet's terrible. It's a terrible place.
He got fired from directing Guardians 3.
What did he say 10 years ago?
There was a lot of pedophile jokes in there. They weren't like it was trying to be funny and he wasn't.
Yeah, I won't go too far with humor. Also, I was listening to I saw the new Netflix special for Jim Jeffries, who I think is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at a review of the special, and like one of the things was like they like wished he had said more culturally, and like how like some other lesbian comedian had put out some special where she said more culturally, and like his special coming right after her is like he could have done more. Like he was just funny. The point was he's fucking funny. Like stop.
Yeah, I love when people give reviews on what they think something should be instead of what it actually is.
Yeah, like he didn't say enough. Like yeah, he made a bunch of like dick jokes. He was hilarious. Like stop. It's all that matters. It's comedy. It's supposed to be funny.
Lorenzo writes, would you rather jerk off at the top of a tall building in New York, walking beneath at that very moment are the three richest guys in the world, all wearing their favorite suits? Unbeknownst to them, your jizz fibers will be embedded in their suit. Or jerk off in the jungle at the edge of a cliff. At the bottom of the cliff...
Wait, hang on. For the first part, I'm jerking off at the top of a building?
Yeah.
And three rich guys... Or bad people? Or just the bad people?
Three richest guys in the world. So
the richest guys in the world. Okay. So like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
I'll jizz on them. That's fine.
Or jerk off in the jungle at the edge of a cliff. At the bottom of the cliff are the females from all the major species of animals with their legs open, ready for your seed. The next 2 or 3 generations of lions, monkeys, and tigers will all have a little bit of Marc or Jay in them. Which is it?
Pretty sure that's scientifically, that's biologically impossible. So I'm going to go with the first one.
I would go with the first one too. And
yeah, because then afterward they'd be like, dude, other species can't have your babies, so we're good.
And Lorenzo writes, this one's for Jay. Pretending you were single, would you rather have a Have one night with Olivia Munn, and you can do with her as you please. However, you'll be an extra $10K in debt, and you get an extra square foot of black mold in your apartment. Or have a whole year with all those Asian ladies in that accounting job that converted you. You can do as you please with them, plus you get a $100K bonus, and all your CPA tests are automatically passed.
Okay, there's no way you're choosing the first one.
And no, as much as I love Olivia Munn, that you made it a little too easy on that one.
You know, this is random, but I looked up someone's Facebook account, someone I used to know, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they're up to. And I looked, and they had this post on that made me like never want to talk to this person again because it was so unbelievably stupid. The post was they show a kid in a playground who's pretending to shoot other people. And it says, this child was at the playground alone, pretending to shoot at other children with his toy pistol and plastic machine gun. We definitely need gun control, but this problem runs deeper than laws alone. And then people are like, oh my God, yeah, this is so terrible. What the fuck is wrong with people? The kid, like a little kid pretending to shoot people, it does not mean he's going to go up and kill anyone. It means the people that think that are the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all played with guns as kids.
Yeah, like the people that are against toy guns just drive me crazy. I'm like, this has nothing to do with your kid being into guns later on.
As a society, everyone became a huge pussy in the last 10 years.
I mean, the political correct stuff is insane.
Yeah, it got way out of control.
Like, I'm sure she was like seeing this and being like, oh my God, how horrific. You're like, the kid's playing. Maybe the issue really is that his friends aren't playing with him or his parents aren't playing with him, but like, him playing that, like he should have some other kid there shooting back at him, basically.
Right. I mean, I played with guns in my backyard alone sometimes.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like, it's like I play with toy guns and pretend to shoot stuff. Like, I've never even used a real gun.
I have, but I wasn't trying to shoot people.
What were you trying to shoot, Jay? The CPA exam?
Targets.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so what are your you're going to turn 40. What are your plans for years 40 to 50?
Pass the CPA.
Okay, cool.
Get a house.
Okay, cool.
Get a new job.
Okay, cool.
Maybe have a kid.
Okay, some big plans you got coming up here.
Yeah,
the years 40 to 50. So the years 40 and 50 seem like you're going to accomplish a lot more than the years 1 through 40.
Yeah. I've accomplished pretty much nothing so far.
It is weird to hit 40, though, because I'm about to hit 42. Like, it's just a weird age.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Doesn't it seem like insanely old?
I feel like I'm still in my 20s, and clearly not.
Damn you, real time.
Felipe writes, everyone is talking about using a wall to keep out immigrants. Now that net immigration is close to zero, I think it's time to look for a new enemy. If you could build a wall around any group of American citizens to keep them away from the rest of us, what group would you target? The group does not need to be localized in a particular part of America because your wall builders are Hispanic immigrants and therefore extremely skilled.
Okay, because I was going to say Alabama or Mississippi.
No, he's talking about like you can take out people who drink coffee or people who post too much on Twitter, like anything.
Okay. So people that say do better in any form of social media, they have a wall around them.
I would go with people who get offended by everything.
Okay, so it's going to be just you and me left.
Pretty much. Wouldn't that be great?
Going back to something I complained on the show a long time ago.
Well, Bri would be there too.
Anyone who smokes and thinks after they're done with their cigarette they can just throw it on the ground because they're special, a wall around them.
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, that brings me to my latest apartment problem.
Your landlord comes into your apartment and throws cigarettes on your floor because he doesn't give a shit about you?
No. There is like a walkway that goes under our building to get to like the backyard. And that
Wait, there's a walk. Where's on the side?
It's okay. So there's like a courtyard, like between our buildings.
Okay.
And there's like a doorway in the courtyard that goes under the building and comes out the other side, and you're in like the backyard.
Okay.
So you go basically from the middle to the back. So that underground part goes under my bathroom and the podcast room.
Okay.
So my downstairs neighbor has started to go into that walkway and smoke his cigarettes.
So
And
the smoke comes up into your room, your apartment, because your life needs to get better.
right, I walked into that hallway the other day because I
Yeah.
had to let the cable guy in, and it looks like there's actually a hole in the ceiling of that little walkway, which means
Yeah.
there is not much room. There's probably a very, very thin floor between that hallway and my floor. So yeah,
Okay.
the smoke goes right into it. So now my computer room and my bathroom smell like cigarettes all the time now.
Can't you like complain to your landlord who
I did.
like
He
does?
said he's going to put up a sign. I already.
Oh, okay. If there's a sign, you're good. No one ever like does not follow a sign.
Well, it's a start. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the new fun thing to just have my. I first noticed like 3 weeks ago. I was going into my closet. I'm like, all my clothes smell like cigarettes, and
Oh
I complained to
God.
my girlfriend. I'm like, well, why do all my clothes smell like cigarettes? She's like, no, no, no. I put like a air freshener thing in there. You're probably just mistaking it for that. And I'm like, no, it doesn't smell like potpourri. It really doesn't. And then like last week, like it just smelled like cigarettes real bad. I don't know why it's getting worse and worse, but
Oh God. Well, can you if you keep your windows closed, are you good?
no, because I think it's going through that hole in the ceiling in that walkway,
Oh
and
God.
there's like a pipe in my bathroom, so I think it's not totally sealed. So I think smoke is like going directly into my apartment now.
Do you ever just think God's fucking with you?
Sometimes
Like it really like what are the chances this happens to you?
I
Like
know,
they're all small things. They're all like poking you with a needle kind of things.
I
They're
know,
not
but
like
when you add them
major.
all up, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but like they keep happening to you.
Um, yeah, I'm getting a little fed up. Yeah, I like the banning the people who think they could litter just because they're addicted to something.
Yeah, that would be good. Who else should we ban?
Anybody who honks their horn when they drive, unless you're in
What
like
if
a
what if
dire
what if
like save yourself from an accident situation.
okay.
Like if the light turns green and you instantly honk at the guy in front of you, you should just be banned.
Okay, I like that. I like
We don't
that.
need you in this country.
Um who else we gonna ban? I gotta think of some other good ones.
Anybody who their idea of anybody who is so set in their ways that they don't want to hear like opposing views, like people who would like never talk to you again rather than like have a discussion. We don't need those people either.
Anyone that feels the need to debate whether Jordan or LeBron are better on social media.
ESPN, the network, is just banned.
It really feels like if you got rid of debating people, if you got rid of talking about Trump and LeBron versus Jordan, there would be nothing on Twitter.
Yeah.
Um, anyone who posts more than once a day on Facebook, I get a wall around them. Or more than once. Are you more once a day, Jay? Do I put you a wall there?
I mean, I've posted more than once a day. I usually don't, but
Okay, well, so you can come out of the you have a special pass to come out of the wall whenever you want.
why don't you make it like 4?
Fine. See, we're negotiating. It's getting worse, our society, as we negotiate.
This is how it happens. Slippery slope.
Yeah, anyone who I don't know has ambition, we can put them in the wall.
Anybody with a higher paying job than us.
Anyone less lazy than us. Anyone that doesn't listen to our podcast. It'll be a small society, but it'll be a good one.
It'll be less than we think because it's probably half of them are just Rosero's multiple accounts.
That's fine. More questions?
Yes, thank you, Felipe. We got one more. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com is our email, and we are brinkofsanity3 on Twitter. Lorenzo writes, hey guys, what is the most upper-class piece of garbage you have come across on the streets? Today I walked past the skin from a piece of salmon on my way to work, and I thought that was pretty fancy.
Okay.
Upper class piece of garbage.
Like a leftover lobster on the.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen steak.
You ever see it where you're like, maybe, like you kind of want to try it? Not that you would.
It's like, well, it's still in the container.
It was like a Seinfeld episode. You remember that one?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he put it like whatever. Someone had put like some piece of cake in the garbage, but it was like sitting on top of the garbage.
Yeah, yeah.
And they no one was okay with the fact that they did that.
I side with George more often than not on that show.
Yeah, no, I just never could get into Curb. I know I find I know Larry David, like George is based on him, but I found George was grounded where I could actually I could side with George, but Larry David I could just never really relate to.
Yeah, I like the show, but the last season was so over the top. I'm like, okay, but it went from an extreme version of George to you're actually just annoying.
Oh, on Seinfeld? I thought you were going to say Curb. Yeah,
no, Curb. The last season was so over the top. It was like...
Oh, the most recent one they just had out?
Yeah. It's like, okay, no. At first it was like, a guy that gets into awkward situations and he's socially awkward. But now it's like, okay, nobody acts like that. It's just ridiculous.
Did you watch, what was I going to say? Did you watch the new Sacha Baron Cohen show?
No.
Okay.
I don't have Showtime.
You should get Showtime. You should. Can you download it anywhere that does not involve having Showtime?
That would be illegal, but probably.
Okay. But not, it was funny. And maybe if you read the stories about it, then it's not even worth downloading it.
Mm.
Have you read about it?
Yeah.
Okay. It was funny. Anyway, Jason writes Showtime.
Yes. Yeah, this is it. Hope it was worth the wait.
Yeah, we don't have a great show today. Jason writes, last July 2017, I said to invest in Netflix stock at 191. It's now 380. This July 2018, I say invest in Aurora Cannabis and Canopy Weed stock. Those will skyrocket in the next 5 years. Mark and Joan opinions. Also, not you, Jay, Joan. Also, AT&T with that 6% dividend yield has me very tempted. When did you? Was it September you started talking about
Crypto?
Crypto, yeah. Was that around September?
August.
Because that was crazy. That was like a year ago. It took off, it went crazy. And now it's all about basically the same price as it was before.
Yeah, it's been stagnant. I haven't lost money, but yeah, I'm pretty much even now. It's just kind of frustrating because I was up like 20 grand.
How do you feel about that, Jay?
I mean, I'm annoyed for now, but I feel like it's survived all this bad news. So I feel like there's a good chance that it actually starts rallying again soon.
I bought Ethereum at 660. It's at 460. That's not so good. I bought Cardano about 50 cents. Now it's at 17 cents. And I bought Stellar Lumens at 50 cents. Now it's at 29 cents.
Well, definitely don't sell now.
What's the goddamn point now?
Yeah.
I mean, I put in $1,500. I probably is worth $700 in total now. And it almost seems like what's the point of selling at this point? It might as well just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, because you're going to get real pissed if you sell and then it rallies again.
Yeah, that's what prevents me. I could just take my $700 and be like, okay, well, at least I still have $700. But the fact that 5 years from now suddenly it'll go take off and I'll be like, God damn it!
Yeah.
That I basically am going to leave this in for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I can figure out how to get my money back from one. I bought from 2 sites, and I don't think for the second one I even know figure out. I'm not even sure which site I bought the second one from. So I don't know how well that would go. Bitrix or whatever it was called.
Since that question was written, Netflix went down another $20.
Oh, well, there goes that. They did they missed some target, I guess, some earnings target. They're spending an insane amount of money on content. They're spending $1 billion in content per year.
Yeah.
They just like what was it? Shonda Rhimes, who did a couple big shows on like How to Get Away with Murder. She's getting $150 million a year, just her, because for producing shows on Netflix.
That's crazy.
They said apparently she's in the works to produce 8 shows for Netflix for the future. But it seems like to me that Netflix, like these companies are spending so much money. I don't think Netflix turns an overall profit. And it's been around for a long time. Like at some point, like these companies are going to fail.
Yeah, I mean, if you're paying Adam Sandler like $50 million a movie, it's probably not a good business plan.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, Netflix is like their plan is to keep growing and growing, but at some point they're going to not grow that fast and just be out of business. Like 5 years from now, there may not be Netflix.
I mean, if you're paying Adam Sandler, say even like $40 million for a movie, and Netflix is what, $12 a month?
It's like 12. Let's say it's like $12 a month, and there's 50 million subscribers.
So I mean, that's like a third. What a third of like all your profit just going to Adam Sandler.
I mean, that's not right. Let me see. Like, let's say it's I'm guessing the 50 million. Let's say they have 50 million subscribers, times 12. Sorry, times 12
No,
times.
so it's like a twelfth of your profit is just going to Adam Sandler.
No,
if
I'm
Adam
saying
Sandler's making 50 million. And you have 50 million subscribers. That's like a twelfth of your money is just going to Adam Sandler.
Your math is wrong.
Why? If he's getting $50 million and you have 50 million subscribers paying $12 a month.
Yeah, but he gets a 12th of their monthly subscriber money.
Yeah.
Because they pay that money over every month. So.
A twelfth of that month, but like that seems like a big chunk anyway.
Yeah,
that's one actor in one movie of
He puts out like I don't know if that's exact numbers or those are right, but yeah, no, that does seem like they seem like they're spending an insane amount on money. They're losing a ton of money.
50 million times 12 is 600 million, and I'm no scientist, but that's less than $1 billion.
Let me hang on. Does Netflix make a profit?
Well, it can if they're spending $1 billion and they're making 600 million. Then no.
I'm looking at this thing that came up. It said Google search. For the first 3 months of 2017, it made a profit, but then then thereafter, it reported a $178 million loss. Or wait, no, maybe hang on.
Okay. Anyway,
I don't know. They apparently they lose a lot of money. Like you know what also loses a ton of money? Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Uber loses an insane amount of money every quarter.
Well, the owner of Uber said he's just collecting data.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
This thing comes up in 2017, and obviously 2017, or like in the second quarter of 2016, Uber had a gross revenue of about $4.3 billion and still lost money.
That seems like a bad business plan.
It's like they lose billions of dollars.
I don't know who's buying all this data.
Is that what they're doing? Data? I didn't know data was a big thing at Uber. I guess that makes sense. I mean, the fuck.
Yeah, they know where everybody's going, how old they are, like how long.
Did we talk about Movie Pass in the show?
I'm not sure.
So Movie Pass, the big thing. You know what Movie Pass is?
Yeah, it's another data collection thing.
Yeah, so they were like, it's $10 a month. You can see how many movies you want, and we're gonna make money off the data. Turns out that didn't work, and they're going out of business, basically. Turned out it's like they've lost a ton of money because they were saying how like one of the things they would do is like have advertisements, but the issue with the advertisements is they would be for what do you advertise on a movie site? You advertise other movies, and so people would be like, oh, I want to see more movies, and you cause the company to lose even more money.
Right, because they were reimbursing if they did say like $10 a month, and it's
they were reimbursing everything
per movie. They're paying the movie theater the difference. So if you see 10 movies, they're paying the movie theater like $100 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that seems like it's bad.
Okay, here's a Netflix thing. Okay, and this is from where's this article from? This article was from last summer. So I mean, I don't know how things have improved, but a recent report revealed that Netflix, currently valued at $78 billion, has a negative free cash flow of $2.1 billion in the 12 months ending in June 30th, and is on the hook to pay more than $13 billion in the next 3 years for its entertainment programming. Like, it seems like us, the viewer, are like, yeah, we're going to get a lot of content. How long could that last?
Yeah.
At some point, people are going to stop giving them all this money.
Yeah, I don't get what their plan is.
So, Jay, here's the question. People give Netflix billions of dollars to do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we get this money? Why can't we have a negative cash flow of $2 billion? It would be fun to get to that negative cash flow.
well, this show does have a negative cash flow.
Wouldn't it be great?
On a much smaller scale. Like we have like 200 listeners, and we have a negative cash flow of like $15 a month.
Jay, us venture capitalists want to invest. We're gonna loan you $2 billion for the show, Jay. Go crazy. What are you gonna do with $2 billion for the podcast, Jay? Get a better mic.
Yeah, well, we definitely start with being able to actually record the show properly.
Yeah, what if we got to spend $2 billion on Brink? Let's take us through how we would improve the show in the next year.
Well, we would have a podcast house.
Yes, where we'd have a podcast mansion where a wing of the house is where Jay and I would do the show. Our families would live in the other parts of the house, right?
Buy a literal castle and just have one tiny room for the podcast.
And the best part is like, damn it, internet outage. Sorry, it's down again.
Who would have thought there was spotty reception in Transylvania?
We gave you $2 billion for this show. Yeah, I know. I'm using the top internet provider here in Transylvania. We could do our Super Bowl. We could do the entire block of Super Bowl commercials.
Ooh, yeah.
We'd be like,
spend all $2 billion. It's just 15 straight minutes of awkward Brink commercials during the Super Bowl.
We'd just be like, so I think Brian might be on. Sorry. Brian might be on next week, guys.
Can you leave a 5-star review on iTunes? I did think this would work, and we have 14 more minutes to fill. I don't know why we didn't film this ahead of time, but
hope the game is good. We'll be back at halftime for the halftime show, sponsored by Brink. All paid content is brought to you by Brink on the Super Bowl. People will be like, "What the fuck was that?"
We forget to tell people what Brink is or how to access it.
People figure it out, like the big social media thing. They figure out what it is, and people like listening and they're like, "Wait a second, they spent this much money to promote this." People go through our shows, point out how all we get is 1-star reviews going forward.
We could actually go to Australia.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. We could go to Australia. Like your biggest nightmare, suddenly on iTunes, Brink of Sanity has 30,000 1-star reviews.
That'll be like our Knicks podcast when we disagree with a popular opinion.
What else? What else could we do? We hire.
I mean, we could get celebrities on the show and personally fly them in.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's today we have Brian and Brad Pitt.
Well, so on the Sacha Baron Cohen show, he got this politician on the show, but just telling him it was an Israeli organization giving him an award for Israel and for his support of Israel, and the guy was like, sure, and they just flew him in to do the show. The politician, having never heard of this organization, never heard of any of this, and he's like, sure, I'll fly in, sure, film me, why not?
Would that be funny if we're just like, hey, Edward Norton, we got a Lifetime Achievement Award for you, and then he comes in, it's just us at a table with a microphone, and be like, no, it's just a podcast.
Could you put on a headset?
You have to talk to us for an hour before you get your reward.
You get a free pen for doing the show, but the pen says Knicks podcast. Yeah, well, it's a different show, but you like the Knicks?
Guerrilla marketing.
Guerrilla marketing. We spent $2 billion in the worst possible way. We could get like a TV show. You can pay someone to do a TV show. I mean, like $2 billion. You could spend $100 million on a Brink of Sanity movie. $300 million on a Brink of Sanity movie. We could have them. Jay, we could pay so much for the Brink of Sanity movie that they let you do the film editing.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it only cost like $1 billion to make Avengers. We could probably make a Brink movie for less than $2 billion.
Is it cost $1 billion to make Avengers? No.
Almost.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they usually let me look this up. Because that seems like, how would they make their money back?
Infinity War, it spent almost $1 billion.
Okay, let me see. Infinity War.
Oh no, wait. Sorry, 300 million.
Okay, I mean that's still a lot of goddamn money. But that seems a little more. 300 million seems a little more reasonable for movies than like $1 billion. It's so far it's made $676 million, so it's made its money back, I guess.
That's probably domestic because it made over $2 billion total.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at domestic. You're right.
So if they can make Avengers for 300 to 400 million, we could probably do a Brink movie for around that.
Yeah, what would happen in the Brink movie? Who's gonna play us? Who's gonna play you in the movie, Jack? Because are you gonna be in the movie yourself?
Can you imagine? Yeah, no. Let's have a $300 million budget and then blow it by having us play ourselves and we can't act.
I think we'd blow it by just being in the movie. I kind of like, we're gonna spend $300 million. We're gonna market the shit out of this movie. You might as well be in it.
Yeah. Or we could be in it and not play ourselves.
It could be like Ocean's 11. We'll have like 8 celebrities, the main stars, and like us.
Wouldn't the whole plot just be like a group of people trying to get a podcast on the air and they're so incompetent they can't do it?
That'd be a horrible topic for like the visuals of that. Just like us recording a podcast, it's not like, who wants to watch us record a podcast, much to see a movie about us recording a podcast.
Well, instead of like, I can't figure out how to hook up a microphone, we could have like it gets invaded, like in Red Dawn. And then there's like a big war scene.
Well, maybe like we'll reenact problems from the show. Like the black mold in your apartment will be played by Will Smith, and you have to fight him off.
We can make the black mold like Venom.
Yeah. It can be like that. What else can happen? The ants in my apartment, like, will have like, it'll be like Ant-Man basically in my house.
Yeah, we could do like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. We have to shrink down and find the queen and fight her.
It turns out like all the people that had all the refugees from Syria are really the ants in my house. I just don't realize it because they've been shrunk down.
I think there's gonna have to be a trilogy.
Yeah, well, we have $2 billion. Like, we could definitely like spend $1 billion on the movies, and then $1 billion on like to like promote them. Of course, this would. And the podcast, we can interview people. Like, we'll promote the show through the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did. Like, we're like, let's see, we spent $300 million to make the movie, and now we're doing a podcast, which doesn't get many downloads.
The whole point of making a $1 billion movie is to get people to leave 5-star reviews on iTunes.
Buy a Brink shirt. With your ticket, you'll get a Brink shirt until we run out of them, and we don't think that'll be a problem. Like, if we made a trilogy of movies for $1 billion, what would that do for the downloads for the podcast? I guess they have to be good movies. You have to get really good directors. I mean, for $300 million, I bet you can get a big-time Hollywood director.
Right.
People just take money from us.
Yeah. I mean,
Nicolas Cage, I'm pretty sure if we offered him money, will do anything in a movie.
Nicolas Cage would have to be Bry, right?
Okay, sure. Yeah. Who's going to play you?
Jonah Hill.
Okay. I'm going to have myself played by one of those blue avatars from Avatar.
Like, does it even make sense?
The most absurd thing. Like, Mark, you've gotten bigger. Yeah, I've been working out.
So it's 2 normal people and a blue alien trying to make a podcast.
A blue 8-foot alien.
And we just never acknowledge the fact that you're a blue 8-foot alien.
Yeah, the entire time it acts like it's totally normal.
All right, I'm down.
I still have the same kid stories, but I'm an 8-foot blue avatar.
This is gonna be a great movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Are we gonna film it in Australia?
Good, definitely.
We should film it in New Zealand where they did the Lord of the Rings movies.
I mean, with that kind of budget, we could go to a few countries.
Yeah, we could do like around the we should make a special effects will be. Are you gonna do the film editing, or are you gonna get someone that knows what they're doing?
No, I'm gonna get somebody who knows what they're doing, but I will definitely be in the editing room.
Wouldn't it be great if you like? Well, first off, they're like, Jay, are you gonna finish editing the movie? I'm still taking the damn CPA exam. If I have time, I'll get to it. Like one of the conditions of getting the $2 billion, you still have to pass the CPA.
Yeah, I think the money should be pouring in now. I expect our Patreon to at least double by tomorrow.
Okay, so if you want to see what we'll do with $2 billion, give us $2 billion. It will be hilarity.
I mean, this is just off the top of our head. If we had
Yeah.
like 7 more minutes to think about it.
If we had Brian on the show, like we'd have at least 1 or 2 more ideas.
Yeah.
What else could we do with the $2 billion? So we're making a trilogy of movies.
Mhm.
We're buying out all the Super Bowl commercials.
Comic book. Bring comic book.
We're buying a castle somewhere to do the podcast out of.
Yeah, Podcast Castle.
Podcast Castle. When we have to also spend the $2 billion in 1 year, we're not saving this money because we're blowing through $2 billion.
Well, that's the Netflix plan.
Can we do a show on location now? Are you going to be able to, like, if you got $2 billion, Jay, could you figure out how to do a show on location?
Yeah.
Can you figure? Hang on. With $2 billion, can you figure out how to play the intro music so I could hear it?
I mean, I would hire somebody to figure all that stuff out.
Hi, Bill Gates. This is Jay. I have a podcast. I can't make this shit work. Oh, you're not the Apple guy. Fuck. Well, I guess we're buying a castle with a studio. Is the studio gonna have air conditioning, or is it still gonna be hot as hell?
I think we'll have enough for central air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can the Kardashians play my valve caps?
I don't want anything to do with them.
Okay. Should we have an episode all about funfetti? That'll be a big part of the movie.
Well, funfetti is definitely going to be a big part of the movie.
Yeah. Okay, what else we can do with this $2 billion? How about with $2 billion, I can finally get funfetti to include the frosting in their
You
packaging.
just make them include frosting.
I buy the company. We're including frosting. Sir, it's not practical. We're including frosting. No one expects the frosting when you open the box. We're fucking doing it. We're gonna take over the goddamn market. We're the only ones going to have honest advertising, sir. But none of the other cake. Fuck you. Okay, sir.
We could have a mobile Brink mobile. It's got the big van.
Did you have to say mobile Brinkmobile? Couldn't you have just said Brinkmobile, Jay? I would have followed you.
I could.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's got the logo on the sides. We got speakers, so we can drive around the neighborhood real slow and blast the show.
Do you think we could fill Giant Stadium? Like we're gonna do Brink in Giant Stadium. We'll advertise for the big Brink live recording in Giant Stadium.
Yeah, why not?
If we pay everyone to come to, like, we could fill Giant Stadium, but just with just like extras from like movie extras. Pay everyone $100, they'll show up.
Yeah,
and it'll look like we have
the Guinness record for the largest live podcast ever.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of it, you'd be like, I forgot to hit record.
They take our Guinness record away, and then we ran out of money and we can't do it again.
Yeah, I feel like we would not do well with this money. I think our ideas are pretty good though, right?
I think they're pretty solid.
So Jonah Hill, Bry's being played by Nicolas Cage. I'm a blue avatar. I think this will work.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay. What about Steven? Who's going to play Steven? Steven's got to be in the show. Do you think we could get Steven from Canada for the show? Can we get him across the border?
I think we would probably have to do a scene in Canada.
Okay, who's going to play Steven?
Who's the Who's the guy from Justified?
Oh, I was gonna say like Gary Oldman, but who do you got?
Oh, I was gonna say Walton Goggins.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good for Steven.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could get like he's big into the Sons of Anarchy. Maybe we can have the entire cast play him. Like every scene, it's a different character from Sons of Anarchy pretending to be Steven. Okay, you want to move on, Jay?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Do we have a? Would you use any of the $2 billion to buy cryptocurrency? Like you wouldn't start the thing off by buying $2 billion in Ethereum and then realize we can't spend the Ethereum on anything.
The whole thing's over in 2 seconds.
Jay's like, no, it'll be better. It'll like we're gonna use like cryptocurrency. But Jay, no one accepts Ethereum as payment. Oh fuck. Okay. And by the way, are you sorry? If you had invested in Netflix, you would be doing a lot better than if you had invested in cryptocurrency. Are you sorry to put all your money into
Not yet. Ask me again 6 months from now.
By the way, so Aurora Cannabis, is this on the stock market?
I'm not sure.
I'm just gonna look this up if we can. I just want to see if you can actually invest in this. I
mean, it's worth looking into.
Okay. I mean, I guess I can. How do I? Okay, I can spell this now. Okay, I found this stock, and the stock is now at $7.36.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last year, it's gone up. It was at 1 year ago. It was at 273, and now it's at 796. You would be killing it if you invested in this stock 1 year ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago, it was at 3 cents.
Jesus.
This is holy shit. That's an insane rise. I don't know. Should we invest in this?
I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, why not? Seems like the Netflix thing was probably a pretty good bet.
I have a Charles Schwab account, and I have a couple hundred in cash that I need to put into something.
Why do you have a couple $100 that you need to put in something? Like, why is it sitting there in the first place?
Oh, because I got mad at AMD because it kept falling, so I sold half of it.
Oh, what did you?
And then it shot up.
What did you sell AMD at? Well, the AMD. Oh shit! It's at $16.
Yeah.
You got that at like 11, right?
I got it at 11, and then it went down to like 7 for like a year, and then it went up to 12, and I sold half of them, and then it shot up to 16 like right after that.
Oh, you should have told me you were selling so I could have bought.
So I still have 50 of them, so I've made like $300, but I had 100 of them.
Yeah. You're good at investing.
I'm really good.
Eris writes, Jason, how does student debt work now? Nowadays, what happens if you stop paying it? And is student debt good debt or bad debt?
It's bad debt, and it never goes away, even if you go bankrupt.
It can be discharged. There is a way to discharge it in bankruptcy. I think you have to prove like you're destitute.
It's very, very difficult.
Yeah, they say
you
it's like
go bankrupt, and they could be like, "Yeah, you still have your student loans, though."
Well, the Congress in 2005 apparently, with the help of the Democrats, who were really for the people, helped pass the new bankruptcy regulations that made student debt almost impossible to discharge in bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Fucking over like so many people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you stop paying, what happens, Jay?
You just accrue penalties and interest, and you'll end up owing more and more and more.
Let's just say you owe. Let's say they keep accruing, and now you owe $1 million. What happens?
It just keep going up. You'll eventually have to pay it, or
like, what if you just never pay it? Like, what actually happens? Our government doesn't pay its debt. What happens to you?
Well, your credit rating will get shot, so you'll never be able to like rent.
I'm sure your credit rating is amazing. What else happens?
Mine?
Is your credit rating good or bad?
It's really high. It's like mid 800s.
Oh, good for you.
It's like 840.
I just assumed with everything else going wrong with you that your credit rating would be bad.
No, that's not the only thing going right. I was at 845 last month.
How often do you check this?
Once a month. because
for like you're thinking about buying something. That's why, right?
Well, I have a Citi credit card,
Yeah.
Citibank credit card, and there's like a link to check your score. Like, so when I go to pay my credit card, I just click on it and check my score.
Okay, so people should want to loan you money basically because that's pretty good. That's an amazingly high score.
Yeah, that's like really high. I think 900's the highest you can get, which is like almost impossible.
Yeah, no, that sounds pretty good. Jason writes, well, I guess like student debt, by the way, it could be good debt if, in theory, if you don't take out that much, it helps you get an education. And
yeah,
but I feel like the whole thing's a giant scam. I feel like they should very much limit how much people can buy, and then the cost of school would just go down.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason writes, best advice when using a credit card, and if you pay it on time, how much do you get charged interest?
If you pay it on time, you don't get charged anything.
Yeah, if you use a credit card and just always pay it off, then there's no you get whatever credit card rewards, and there's no problem basically.
Yeah, you have to pay it within a month, but if you do that, you get no interest. When
I first got a credit card, I was like, "This is how much you owe." I'm like, "Oh, but I spent this is all I owe. This is great." Until I realized they were like accumulating interest on me, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, this is not so great."
Yeah.
Which they don't really explain that to you. I mean, they do explain it's in there, right? Obviously, you can read that and find that, but why isn't school your education, at least high school? Why don't they explain to you that what happens when you get a credit card?
They know what they were doing too, because first day of college, the credit card companies were lined up outside our dorm, just signing everybody up like mad with stupid high APR rates, and they're just fucked. It's hundreds of people.
School thinks it's really important to know about Lewis and Clark, but knowing how credit cards and personal finance work, no interest in teaching me about that.
Yeah, exactly.
The Lewis and Clark stuff, super important. How to do trigonometry, really important. Alex writes, why are so many Americans lactose intolerant? Never met anyone from outside the U.S. that are lactose intolerant, but multiple Americans who are.
Because we put shit in all our food. That's why people are generally fatter. That's why people have all these different allergies. We put so much garbage in our food, chemicals and stuff.
So you think all the chemicals cause people to become lactose intolerant?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could be right.
I wasn't lactose intolerant until I was 30.
You're lactose intolerant?
Yep. Well, I can't drink milk or cream, or half and half, but I can still have cheese and small doses of ice cream. So I'm half lactose intolerant. If I have milk, it's over though.
You just start shitting, or
within 2 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool parlor trick. You're everyone gather around. Watch how fast I can shit.
Yeah, I went to this Thai restaurant with my girlfriend, and I said make it authentic, and authentic spicy Thai is ridiculous. So I was sweating. So they saw that, and they gave me a glass of milk, and I drank it, and I had to run to the bathroom instantly.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. If you drink milk, it's better for spice. When it's really spicy, that's better than drinking water.
Yes.
Except for the fact that you have to shit right after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's chemicals I think they put chemicals on your couch. They put chemicals on there that probably cause cancer.
Well, I know multiple people who go to Europe and eat 4 meals a day instead of 3, and they lose weight because they don't have all that shit in their food.
Well, you walk around so much in Europe too, but if you go away for vacation and go into Europe, you're walking all day, so you can probably eat a lot more. We sit around most of the day.
Yeah, but you don't burn that many calories walking.
I think you do, though. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I do agree that they had that whole thing of the last 30, 40 years. They were eat everything low fat. Doesn't matter how much sugar is in there. Eat low fat, and then the entire population got diabetes.
Yeah.
Liam writes, shaking my fucking SMA FH. I was looking forward to the show today. Then people wonder why shooting happens. They don't understand how much the small things matter. So we were supposed to do the show on Thursday. We switched the Knicks to Thursday, and
we appreciate the enthusiasm and the love for the show. We were having a mini crisis with the Knicks podcast, so we had to do an episode.
We do appreciate the threat of mass murder, because our show wasn't done. Rosero writes, Ready Player One is one of the best movies I've seen this year. Watch it with surround sound and just enjoy up there with Avengers Infinity Wars. I forgot about the movie. I kind of want to see it.
It comes out in 2 days. I definitely looking forward to it. I read the book, and the book was awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like it was one of those movies that didn't have a... I would have assumed it wasn't a book. So the book actually was...
It was really, really good. I heard it's pretty different. The movie's pretty different, which I would expect because the book has hundreds of 80s references, and it would just cost too much to get the rights to all that stuff.
The basic... Like, it's a... Like, society needs video game players? What's
basically everyone in society is in this... It connects to this big virtual reality world, and they find out the guy who created it left some like treasure in it, and so everyone's trying to figure out like how to find it and how to get it.
Oh. Jason writes, "How do you treat shaving cuts? And have you ever gotten one that bleed a lot?" I've definitely gotten ones that bleed a lot, not a lot, but where you can't like you have to like hold it for a little while to stop it from bleeding.
Yeah, that's why I switched to electric, but. When I was doing the razor, I would do the rip off a piece of toilet paper and stick it to the cut and leave it there for a while.
Yeah, my dad used to do that. I just kind of hold it and then sometimes I'll put the toilet paper. I just never really liked the electric. I feel like it's always like you don't get that close of a shave.
It's not great, but I was never like a shave every day guy anyway. I mean I shave like once a week.
That's true. I'm not a shave every day. I don't love shaving anyway, but yeah, I don't love it, but Rosario writes, with all the recent stock talk, what did you guys do for the 2007 Great Depression? I think 2009, he means. How did it affect you, and did you make or lose money from it? I ask because people keep saying the market will crash in 2018, although with Trump, I doubt that as the economy is booming.
I didn't have a 401k back then, so it didn't affect me at all.
I talked to someone who works with an attorney who works with investors who are investing in like startups, and he was like, "Yeah, people are investing crazy money in like stupid as shit now," which sounds like a bad sign for the economy. Like they say when people are spending money in the dumbest ways, like things are gonna go downhill basically fast.
Yet they're still not putting it into Ethereum and Cardano.
Yeah, no. Well, they were for a little while.
Yeah.
Did you hear that there was some like thing about something called Tether? It was another coin that was somehow inflating all the prices of all these coins. Like there's a theory basically that someone was making a lot of money just by inflating these prices, and it was all like the whole thing's a giant scam anyway. But it was like a real he pumped the prices up just to get people to buy into it and made a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of people got really rich from it.
Yeah, well, a lot of people probably lost. Probably people that got rich from it also lost a lot of their money because I think probably most of them didn't sell.
Well, if you think about it, when it was going up and up and up, there was a ton of people who bought in at that high.
Yeah.
When Bitcoin went from 19,000 to 20,000, that was lots of people buying in at 19,000.
Right. No, absolutely.
And now it's at 7.
Yeah. Which if you invested at 3, you'd be still pretty goddamn happy. But
yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah. I feel like the economy is like it's gonna crash sometime soon. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
But
my friend at work thinks that when the stock market crashes, that people are going to turn to crypto.
But why?
Because they're going to lose faith in the fiat dollar and feel like this is an alternative.
But you can't buy jack shit with the crypto stuff. Every one of the coins besides, none of these coins are you can use Bitcoin to buy some limited items. You can't use Ethereum to buy anything or any of the other coins to buy. You can't use Stellar Lumens to buy anything.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard that some of the new coins that are being offered now come with greater rights. Like where a stock you get like a percentage of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Like the new coin offerings are doing that also because no one's investing in new coin offerings unless you give them more. I don't know. Alex writes, Trump, while in England, named Ireland as part of the UK. He's definitely going to get a warm welcome when he visits here in 2019 after saying that.
He's great.
He's just, he's entertaining. Can you guys explain what is day trading? These YouTube accounts are popping up everywhere. How you make money, picture included.
That's where you buy stuff and sell it the same day, or something, quickly, very short term.
I have a buddy who's been doing this for like 10 years, where he day trades. He vests for like an hour in the morning, and that's it.
Yeah, I have an old college roommate who was like a complete fuck up, but he figured out how to day trade, and he's just doing that full time now. He's just got really good at it.
Do you think he's killing it?
He's doing good enough. He's not like rich, but he's, it's his job now.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Rosaire writes, I have a friend who has around 40K why are we getting all these investment questions, by the way?
I don't know.
I have a friend who has around 40K invested in dividend stocks, yielding 3 to 4%. Took him about around 8 years to get there, and gets around $1,200 check rounded off to every 4 to 6 months for just owning the stock.
It's pretty nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Though he could reinvest his dividend. Jay, would you recommend him reinvesting his dividend into the stock?
If he's doing that good, yeah.
Jason writes, is having a car even worth it anymore in New York? Sounds like a huge money pit, talking as a millennial, of course.
Not if you're in the city, but outside the city, absolutely you need it.
Yeah, outside the city, I don't know how you'd survive in the suburbs without it, but I don't know what they say people are gonna the car is gonna go away. I don't see it. I don't think the automated car is gonna is. I know the technology is kind of here or kind of close to it. I feel like we're a long time away from that really taking over.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you see that happening? Like our kids will never learn how to drive because they don't need to?
No, that seems like it's going to be one of those like.
Everyone has flying hoverboards.
Can you believe what they tried to do back then? It was such a failure.
Yeah. Jason writes, why do I see so many people buying groceries with a credit card, not a debit card? Is some super cash back or something?
I have Chase Freedom,
and
they give me 5% back on groceries shopping every month.
Oh. I have a Capital One that does 2% back on everything. I only use credit card. I never use debit card.
If you pay it off every month and you get something with a good cash back like mine, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, it's not a... why not? They say you spend more money when you use a card versus actually using physical cash. That's the only, psychologically, you'd spend less money if you use physical cash.
Right.
But Jason writes, why the fuck did Jason not invest in Netflix stock? Last year I mentioned the Brink show buying Netflix stocks at 191 in July 2017. Now it's almost to $400. Jason, cut the crap and make the Brink show, and let's talk about making money. I think one of the biggest mistakes of our lives is we did not invest in our 20s, especially your guys' time. I'm sure Mark will endure his children don't wait till his 30s to invest. Yeah,
I mean, probably should have invested when the stock market was a quarter of what it is now, but didn't have a lot of money when I was in my 20s.
This advice about going back in time is great.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Eros, did you guys give a crap about the World Cup, and did you get anything from Amazon Prime Day? All I got was they had $50 Whole Foods gift cards for $31 and 6 rolls of wipe-ass paper, which always need to be flipped for $1.29. No wonder Amazon is taking over the world.
I did not give a crap, and I did not get anything, but, I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
$50 at Whole Foods gets you 3 bananas.
Sandwich, yeah. I don't go to Whole Foods very often, so.
I work near one, but I went there for lunch, and they had a little buffet thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think I took that much, and it was $19. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing this very often.
Was it really $19 or are you exaggerating?
It was $19.
Holy shit. Eris writes, best food or ways you guys have lost weight with. Why does Jason have a weight problem? Why is it about his lifestyle that has him overweight? And what is the bad food he's eating that has him with the belly gut? I'm just reading what they wrote, Jay. Sorry.
I have an office job, and then I study all the time when I'm not. So, like, I don't get to move a lot. I did the keto diet for 2 weeks.
How'd that go?
I lost 8 pounds in 2 weeks.
Why'd you stop?
Because I like carbs and sugar, and it's in everything.
Yeah, it just seems like such a terrible diet. I mean, like, terrible isn't just make your life like miserable doing it.
I mean, I kept 7 of the 8 pounds off. So.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like I'll lose weight once I'm done with this test, and I'll have time to actually, like, instead of studying, I can, like, join a basketball league or, go to the gym every day or something. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Eris, right? Do you feel like you eat poorly?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I eat pretty. I go in spurts. I mean, sometimes I'll just get pissed off and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat Taco Bell, and then sometimes, my girlfriend will be like grocery shopping. I'm like, hey, let's have like, salmon and squash or something, and so then we'll eat healthy for like a few days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like the same. I do the same thing basically. I feel like most people do. Like, it's hard to like staying on like a keto diet just sounds like just so goddamn miserable.
Yeah.
And so much like you become like this person that devotes their life to their diet. Like all their excess, all their non-work energy is like devoted to this diet. You're like, why? What's the point?
Yeah.
Eris writes, has anyone at your jobs had the wear too much cologne problem or nasty perfume?
The male guy at my job wears an insane amount of cologne.
I had someone who wore like an insane amount of perfume that was like I almost wanted to wear like a mask when they were there, but then they no longer come into the office, so that's all the problem. But I don't understand why people wear that stuff anymore.
I don't either.
Like, do you know anyone that wears cologne or perfume?
I don't think so.
That's
no,
stuff
my
like
girlfriend wears perfume.
Does
but
she?
But it's like subtle. Like, I hardly even notice it.
Do you even like it? I mean, like,
I honestly barely even notice it.
Yeah. I feel like I don't like that stuff at all. I feel like that industry should go out of like that should be like wallpaper, like where like just goes out of business eventually.
Yeah, there's this girl that has like the same commute as me, and she wears like the stinkiest perfume. Like, sometimes I'll just smell it and I'm like, oh, that girl's on the same train as me today.
Oh my god!
I've never smelled anybody else, and it's like a horrible perfume.
Oh god! If you can identify someone by their smell, it's not a good thing.
No, definitely not.
Andrew writes, "This is more aimed. We're almost done here. This is more aimed at Bri. How annoyed do you get when people say something stupid on Twitter and then say, 'Don't at me'?"
Which is funny because we just got retweeted on Twitter. On our Knicks Twitter, and the name of the person is Kevin Knox, Rookie of the Year. Don't at me.
What a weird name is that? Don't at me. I feel like people. If you're on Twitter, like you're getting random people responding to you. That's what you're participating in.
Yeah.
Liam writes, opinions on the Robinhood investment. It's unbelievable. Opinions on the Robinhood investment app. See a lot of young millennials using it. Don't want to miss out due to being old, close to 40. Jay, do you know what the Robinhood investment app is?
I've heard of it before. That's I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I've heard it before.
Let's see what it is. Robinhood is a free trading app that's ideal for investors who seek the ability to buy a wide selection of stocks, options, and ETFs without paying commissions or fees. But of course, there's a trade-off. To do that for free, Robinhood lacks a full-service online trading platform, though it's upped its game in 2018, blah, blah, blah. So you can just do it for free?
I guess
the
so.
catch. Um,
Hold on one second.
yeah.
All right.
Yes. There is a so this Robinhood thing looks like a way to trade stocks like without any kind of commission fees. I don't know how they make money, so I feel like they're one of the things that will like. Apparently, they have 4 million users now. You could trade cryptocurrency on there also, which is a big deal. But they're also one of those things that if they're not charging fees, then how much longer can they exist?
Yeah.
Like you'll put your money into it, and then one day they'll be gone. And you'll be like, "But my money's in there." They'll be like, "Yeah, but we don't have any money left."
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
cool.
Good night.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they apparently say they make money when you leave money in their accounts. They like invest and get some interest, and supposedly they're going to let people. According to the article I just looked at, said they're going to let people borrow money to invest in stuff, like trade on margins, and that's the way they'll make money. But I don't know. I feel like they've all these things now in our economy where like they just people put a lot of money into them. Like apparently they've gotten like hundreds of $millions from investors. To do the site, but they're not really making money.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we should do that. If you're going to buy stock, Jay, you should do it through Robinhood. Liam writes, what is the problem with Jason's neighbors? What make him want to move out? What will Jason do with his crypto cash investments, the little he has left?
I mean, I have my initial investment pretty much, but yeah,
You're up a little bit, right?
it fluctuates. I mean, like today I'm probably down like 100. By tomorrow I could be up 100. I'm right around even.
So you wouldn't just sell to get out of it and just be like done with it?
Not yet, just because I still do think that there's another rush coming. I'm not saying it's going to be, the thing of the future, but I do think there's going to be another rush like last year where everything shoots up, and that's when I'll be ready to pounce on the sell button.
People keep saying like this is like the internet in the 1990s, and like it is really going to like. But I don't understand why it would ever really take off. I mean, your theory about like people losing faith in the fiat dollar, that makes some sense. But like, why would any of these things become like the preferred form of currency?
I mean, there's been 3 or 4 other huge increases and then crashes, and then it goes up higher than it ever was. So like, I feel like it would be dumb to sell after a crash, considering from what history's told us, there's going to be another huge rise.
So let's say it goes up to like your majority of your money's in Ethereum, right?
Right, but I have a lot of coins in something else. Like the majority of my money's in Ethereum, but like I have like 2,500 Cardano. So
okay, so let's say Ethereum's at 468.
Yeah.
Let's say it gets back to 700.
Mm-hmm.
Would you sell then? Because then you'd made a nice profit. Obviously, it could keep going higher or it could go back down. Would you sell at 700?
Probably not. I would definitely sell at 1,000.
Okay.
Because I feel it's been at 1,000 before, so like I feel like it'll get there again.
Well, what if it skyrockets? Let's say it goes to like by next month it's at 2,000. It like just like takes off, and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. And it just like looks like it's going like, and every article you read is like, Ethereum's taking over, Ethereum's this, like, oh my god, Ethereum, and like everywhere it's like crazy buzz. It's at 2,000. Do you sell, or you're like, the buzz is so much that you're gonna just stick with this because I want to make.
I have 15 of them. I would definitely sell 5, and be like, I got my money back and then some. And now everything else is just gravy.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you wouldn't just like cash out.
It depends how close I was. If it was the difference between like putting a down payment on a house or not, I might sell. Maybe I'd sell all the Ethereum and like keep all the other stuff in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if it went up to 2,000, I could sell, at least 10 of them. And
I think I'm writing it. I think I'm gonna write this to 0. But if you have also you put more money into it, though. I feel like obviously I'd be much more worried if I was you. especially because you got a lot higher. Because I never made much money. I like at best I was up a couple $100.
Yeah, it's hard when it's going up fast to be like, no, I'm good now.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that like psychologically, like if it gets to 2,000, I'm like, well, it'll be the 5,000. All the articles are saying that it'll be the 5,000 because no one ever says it's going back down to 400.
Right. That's why I like my idea of just selling what I put in. So if it does go back down, I'm like, well, I didn't lose anything.
Like Ripple, it's at 46 cents, and it had been for so long at like 3 cents or some crazy low number. So like that's a great return, but it was at $3 at some point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I bought in at 19 cents, so I'm still good with 46 cents. But
Yeah, it's still a solid
if
return.
it goes up to $2 again, I'm definitely selling them.
Liam writes, how is the house buying going for Jason? Know of a friend in Sunset Park whose landlord is trying to kick him out and raise his rent by $300 in 1 year. Have you guys ever dealt with bad landlords?
Yeah, when I was in Stuytown, they were purposely trying to make people move out, and they raised rent on me and the doc $400 1 year, and then they tried to raise it $500 the next year, and then we moved out.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a crazy
$900
amount of...
in like 13 months.
That's a crazy amount of money.
And then when Brian and I lived together, we had a bad landlord. Basically, she just let the apartment get run down. I mean, we had cockroaches and mice everywhere. And when I told her, she's like, "Yeah, they're all over my apartment." I'm like, "Yeah, do something." Because I was on the 3rd floor and she was on the 2nd floor, and I said, "There's cockroaches all over my apartment." She's like, "Yeah, they're all over my counters too." I'm like, "So there's so many in your apartment, they like ran out of room and they're going up to mine now. That's great."
Yeah, it shouldn't be like her response shouldn't be, "Yeah, it makes sense."
Yeah.
What we learned today, Jay? I think I'm done with that. I'm tired, so I'm done.
All right. We learned that we had nothing prepared and still did an almost 2-hour show.
Nice. How much good content is there?
Well, when we get our usual 0 feedback, we'll know.
Okay, perfect. Bry, I still think he's going to join us tonight, so he'll be there. He'll be here any moment. I don't understand exactly why Bry. The only night he can never show, like he'll commit to and not show up to, is Sunday night.
Yeah, we can't do Sunday night Brinks.
Sorry, Bry. Bry, next time we'll do it on a different night.
All right. So thanks for listening, everybody. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com, brinkofsanity3 on Twitter, the Brink of Sanity at Patreon. We're trying to reach our stretch goal of $6 a month. Let's see if
Jay, $2 billion. We want to go through $2 billion for next year, and that's where we're going on Patreon. Our goal, you as fans, you will be failures if you do not get us $2 billion for the next year.
There you go. And brinkofsanityshow.com is the website where you can get one of the last 6 Brink shirts.
So I'm sure Jeff Bezos, the head of Amazon, is a listener of our show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jeff, I heard that you are now the richest person in the history of the world with $150 billion. Take 2 of those $1 billion and just see all the comedy that comes from it.
Even 1.
I will not sell for 1, Jay. We're at $2 billion, not $1 billion from Jeff. Unless, Jeff, maybe you talk to some of your friends that will go in on the $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Get friends to go in with you. But it will be worth it, Jeff. I promise you. I'm speaking directly. I'm sure Jeff listens.
Yeah, it'll definitely be worth his time.
And I'd call you Mr. Bezos, but I'm pretty sure we're on a first name basis.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you would think so after his generous donation.
Jeff Bezos, how old do you think he is? He's like 60 maybe?
He looks like he's like 40. I'm buttering him up for the $2 million.
He's probably. So he is 54 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So he is 15 years older than you, 14 years old, right?
Yeah.
If you met him in person, would you call him Mr. Bezos or Jeff? What would you assume you'd call him?
I feel like I would start off with Mr. Bezos just because he's worth $120 billion. You kind of want to
150.
get on his good side.
Don't insult him.
Yeah, you kind of want to get on his good side.
I think I'd call him Mr. also. Yeah, I don't think at any point I'd drop the Mr.
All right, so we'll be back in a week or 2.
Yeah.
It's the doldrums of the summer for NBA, so we should be doing more Brink.
Yeah, but then when Knox Mania kicks off in October, there'll be no more of the show.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back soon.
Happy trails to